Hey guys, it's Tiffany from SuperEasyMath.com. Today's math problem of the day says a woman paid $26.25 for a shirt including tax. If tax was 5%, how much was the cost of the shirt before tax? Okay, well this is a little tricky because usually they tell us the price of something and they ask us how much is it going to be after tax. This time they're telling us the total and they want to know what the cost was before, so that's kind of fun because we're going to do it in reverse. Well, normally if I had an amount and I knew what it cost without tax, to calculate tax, I would multiply that number by 1 decimal, the tax amount. For example, let's say something was $100 and I want to calculate 7% tax. This is a super easy example because 100 is your tax amount is going to be basically the same number, but it's a good way to model it. So I'm going to say times 1.07. Okay, so you want to get the full amount of the item you were purchasing. Let's say this was $100 shirt, and then you want to also calculate the tax amount for it. I prefer to do it at the same time. If I were to calculate just the tax, I would have to take another step at the end and add that amount to the $100. So instead of doing that, I'm multiplying this by 1.07 so that I can figure out the entire amount at the end. This would end up giving me $107. Well, this same principle of multiplying by the 1.07 can be applied here, but this time our tax isn't 7%, it's 5%. So because I know that I'm not finding the amount that you're going to pay, I don't need to multiply. I need to do the reverse of what I just showed you, which is divide. So I'm going to divide the 26.25 by 1.05. So now I need to make this outside number a whole number because I'm going to do this manually. And so I'm left with 105 out here, and this ends up being 2625. So then I do long division and I get a 2 here, which is 210, and then I subtract and I get 52, and then I bring down the 5, and then I get a 5 here because it is 525. And I subtract and get 0. So this would be a decimal 0 at the end here. Well, I'm going to add 2 because I know we're dealing with money. And I'm adding 2 zeros because I know we're dealing with money, so it has to represent the change. So the original price of the shirt before the tax was added was $25. Here's tomorrow's math problem of the day. See if you can solve it before I do, and don't forget to head over to supereasymath.com where you can get my top 5 math tips to make learning math easy.